How to leverage credit to build wealth. In this video, I'm going to talk about the number one mistake everyone makes with their credit, whether it's corporate credit or personal credit. And yes, I will describe the difference. First of all, bad debt. Like, why does everybody have such a weird relationship to debt? Well, I have to contribute it to, number one, just the traditional financial institutes, but I got to give some, like Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey, Dave Bach, they're great at teaching that philosophy. They're not teaching you to be millionaires. They're not teaching you to get wealthy. So I love what they do for what the category they teach in, but let's not, just because they're in a money conversation, get that all confused. They teach you to not have any debt. Right? To be debt free. Those are messages that are sent out from them. Are you kidding? I have somebody just now, I just went on a little video break here a little minute ago, who just texted me and said, oh my gosh, Loral, I just got funding for $561,000. And at the end of it, they offered me another opportunity to get another $936,000. He said, I cannot wait to go into $1.5 million of debt to become a multi-millionaire. So, bad debt, it's how you think about it. Like, you have this inherited behavior of you shouldn't be in credit card debt. The worst excuse that people use, I roll my eyes and go, oh, here we go again, is when they say, when I'm out of debt, Loral, then I'll call you. Well, I'm going to get you into debt. So why are you waiting? Let's do this whole thing right. Bad debt is just like what I call an inherited behavior. You've just decided that you don't want it and you don't know how to deal with it. So again, I want you to stop. That's the cost of money. If you can get money for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4%, why would you ever pay that off when you can get money and go invest it for 10, 12, 15, 40, 100%. I mean, there's cryptocurrencies that are doing 100%, and people have used credit cards to begin the game of investing. So some people say, well, that's really, really risky. Well, that's why I'm here. Now let's go to the fun stuff, right? Bad debt. Just to put a summary on what are you going to do? You're going to go get my Millionaire Maker book. You're going to go right to page 194, and you're going to get on that debt plan. It's called the Power Down Debt Plan. You're going to get on that. We'll get you out of bad debt. Now let's talk about good debt. Again, just the cost of money. So let's take your house, for example. If your house is 2, 3, 4, even 5%, and these crazy programs of pay your house off, pay down your house in 15 years. Why? That's cheap money. If you can use somebody else's money, say you have a $1 million house and you put down $200,000 and you owe $800,000. Why would you take $800,000 and pay off, say, 4 or 5% money? Let's just say 4%. When you can take that $800,000 and you can invest it, let's just call that for 10%. For 10%, you're making $80,000 a year. Why would you ever use that kind of money to pay down an asset that you're going to live in? It doesn't cash flow. You're going to run out of a depreciation schedule eventually, and there's no big tax deductions to it other than that. Why don't you take the $800,000 and go invest it and make $80,000, make $96,000, make $100,000 a year? So we're going to teach you how to use good debt. My favorite use of good debt and 0% credit cards is rehabbing a house, right? Or some sort of an asset. I've just recently had somebody rehab a car and then flip cars with it. Right? So they use the credit cards, 0%, buy all the supplies, buy all the equipment. You can even pay vendors with credit cards, do all of the work, sell the house, sell the car, sell the whatever you're going to do, pay off all the cards. That's the key. You got to pay off all the cards. You're back to zero. You made all the profit, and you didn't pay hard money loans at 15%. You didn't pay any interest. It's free money. So I want to teach you how to be responsible and use good debt to become multimillionaires. So before I talk about how to use credit cards to actually build better credit and why most people have bad credit in the beginning, I want you to subscribe to my channel. Go down there, click the notification button, get a notification every day. Actually watch it. I need your watch hours. You need the education about business or money every day. If there's not a topic out here that you like or want, head down to the bottom, put it in the comment section. Before you put that in, make sure you look at my search bar. I've got thousands and thousands of hours out here. Tons of content. If you want to just ask me a question, run over to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request, and if you say, I just want to talk to somebody on your team. How do I hire a mentor? How do I work with your company? Just jump in there, put it in Ask Loral, and we'll have somebody call you right away. There are so many benefits to credit cards. I literally have clients, they pay everything. They pay their utilities, their mortgage, their phone, their tuition. If their kid has tuition, everything's paid. Their car payment, everything's paid on a credit card. Now, that gets really risky for those of you who make money and then you don't feel like you have any bills. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have 1, 2, or 3, depending on the credit cards you use. You really need effectively being used anywhere between 5 to 7 credit cards effectively. So you can put them in different categories. Maybe one is used for all your kind of home expenses, and that's a personal card. Then you have a corporate card. Maybe that writes off your phone and your vehicle. You have another one for gas, another one for food. So systematically organize your cards and what bills it's going to pay. Here's the trick, right? Here's the risk, is you spend all the money that goes into your bank account when you have a job, and then you don't allocate enough money to pay these bills. Now, I want this to become a weekly habit. Weekly. If you get paid twice a month, I don't care. I want you to pay bills once a week. So I want you to pay, if you say have 4 credit cards, you're going to pay credit card 1 off totally. That's the benefit of it. You have no increased interest. You stay at 0%. You could stay at 0% your whole life if you pay them off on time. But what happens is you make money, you buy a bunch of stuff, and you're not using your cards. So again, put your debit cards away. Don't use cash. Have cash for emergencies, tucked away somewhere. And plus, it's just a good psychological, abundant money thinking thing. But I want you to use credit cards. I want you to pay off credit card number 1. Start using it again. Week 2, pay off credit card number 2. Start using it again. Week 3, pay off 3. Week 4. So you're just cycling, paying all your bills, personally and corporately. And again, if you don't understand corporate life, go up to my search bar and look at how do you live corporate life, and get a system for your money management and your credit card use. Why do people use them? There are people who live their entire business trips. I take my team using my points, my airline points, my hotel points. I travel on them. Our family uses them. You can use them actually buy stuff. You can buy recorders. You can buy golf clubs, depending on how your reward system works. Huge value for bonus points, but you need to be in the financial system. Let's go to how do you leverage it. So there's companies that I'm associated with, and like you could even call your company and work on getting a 0% credit card. Now, why is that so important? Well, I'll give you a story about a client of mine who used, and I helped him get over $150,000 of 0% credit cards. Now, we did it in a very specific time frame in a very specific order. And he has that money to use for years. It's 0%. Now, prior to this, because he's a flipper, right, meaning fix and flip, right, on rehabs of houses, he would borrow money from hard money lenders, which that would be me. Well, I'm expensive. I'm between 12 and 15% that you're going to pay and some points. So I'm really expensive money. So why would you use me as a hard money lender when I can show you how to use $150,000, whatever you qualify for, free? Now, it's the responsibility factor that a lot of people get freaked out about. So don't freak out about it. Like, think about it. He went out and bought a house for a rehab, and then he used these cards, Home Depot, Meeks, Lowe's, whoever, right? He needed to. He could even pay plumbers and painters and different vendors with those credit cards. So he went and bought a house. He put $78,000 of a rehab in, 0% credit cards, sold the house, paid off all the cards, instantly increased his credit, and then went again, and then went again. So he was getting down to being able to flip like 3 houses in a year with free money. If he had to pay me or a hard money lender 10, 12, 15, 17 points, that's a lot of profit that's being taken out. Now, other stories and other ways to use credit cards and use them so responsibly. Let's just talk about your business, right? You need to get incorporated. That's going to cost a little money. You're probably going to need a trust. You might need a database. If you don't have one, you're going to need websites. You're going to need videography, photography. You're going to have to hire some people. So another way to use credit cards to get started, right? And again, it's not costing you anything to do it. It's just going through a process to help you get money. Using it and spending it right is the key. And I can tell you, with so many people, like that, the guy in real estate I was just telling about, the flipper, he's become a multimillionaire doing this. And that is all starting with no money, but the use of credit cards to create wealth. Right? So again, the language and the way you think about debt has got to shift. Let's talk about one more thing, which is critical. Now, the number one thing that is just an obvious, and you've been doing it forever, is using your debit card, right? It's the biggest mistake. Why are you using your debit card? It's money straight out of your bank account, right? And you say, well, because then it's just paid off. And again, this is assuming that you want to get literate, you want to get responsible, and you're going to be mindful about how this works. And so using a credit card is essentially using somebody else's money for 30 days. So why wouldn't you put for all your purchases on a variety of different cards? In our opinion, you're going to need 6 to 7 to keep your credit good and keep a rotation revolving credit line. And you use them properly. You do pay them off every 30 days, but use somebody else's money. Put your debit card away. Get your credit cards out. It's going to build your credit. Your debit card doesn't build your credit. It doesn't do anything for you, right? It just pays your bills right away. Whoopee, that doesn't work. Well, It's interesting. It's old fashioned. So use credit cards, use them properly, pay them off in a staggered way, and begin that today. Begin that today. Go put your debit cards away, get your credit cards out, and you say, well, I only have 1 or 2 credit cards. Well, start using them and be very mindful about using them and paying them off on a regular basis, and start building your credit back up. And we're going to teach you how to get a lot of good debt to build wealth for the rest of your life. What I want you to do is I want you to click on the link below in the description. It's going to take you to a video that I shot. Phenomenal, on how you become a 3 to 5 year millionaire. Now that you're starting to get the strategies on how do you use credit, how to use other people's money, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to it. And in that video is an amazing, amazing plan and education.